I can't believe you sold our dream house to your 23-year-old boyfriend for $1, I said, quietly. She was stuffing clothes into the Louis Vuitton duffel I bought her last Christmas. Her hands moved quickly, almost giddy. She didn't look up. "You'll never get it back," she replied, zipping the bag. Then she smirked. "It's legally his now." I stood there, calm, still, watching the woman I once built everything for dismantle it piece by piece like it was her birthright. She thought she'd won. She thought she buried the blade deep enough that I wouldn't feel it. But there was one thing she didn't know. She never read the fine print. It started with late nights she blamed on book club, a 20-something's cologne lingering on the passenger seat, missed calls from numbers she always swiped away. I noticed. I always notice. But I said nothing. There's a special kind of clarity that comes when love dies quietly. No screams, no fights. Just a closing door you don't try to stop. She grew colder, bolder, started talking about living for herself, about how the house was a cage, how youth was calling her back like it was some forgotten inheritance. I listened. I nodded. Then I started pulling records, digging through bank transfers, following the trail she thought I'd never see. And eventually, I found it. The sale document. Signed, stamped, filed. Sold for $1 to a man who still used emoji in his emails. I didn't confront her, not yet. That would have been too easy, too satisfying. I let her plan the escape, watched as she packed boxes labeled his and hers, watched her throw away framed pictures like they were receipts from a failed store. She told mutual friends I was too old-fashioned, told her sister I lacked ambition. And the house, the one we built from bare land to marble floors, was suddenly hers to give. She had no idea I was watching the paperwork. No idea the deed she signed had a return-to-owner clause embedded deep in the revisions I made months ago, when I still believed we had a future, but feared we didn't. It was buried under a trust update. Legal, binding, airtight. She never read it. She signed on instinct, trusting I'd never turn on her. That was her fatal mistake. The boy, let's call him Cody, showed up at the house 3 days later. He had the swagger of someone who thought he'd won the lottery. Sloppy hair, cheap sunglasses, new money in the form of a second-hand Rolex. "This is my house now," he told the groundskeeper. The staff laughed behind his back. I watched from the study window as he posed for pictures on the porch. He walked through the front door like he owned the place. 2 hours later, he walked back out with a notice from the county. Ownership voided. Contract revoked. Clause enforced. The look on his face? Priceless. The boy didn't even understand what happened. He called her. She called me. She showed up 2 hours later. Hair messy, jacket halfway on, face pale. "You can't do this," she snapped. I didn't stand, just looked up from my coffee. "I didn't. You did. You signed it. That clause, was that even legal?" I sipped. It was in the third addendum, right before the gift tax waiver. She stared. The silence stretched. Then she whispered, "You knew. The whole time?" "I suspected," I said. Her breath caught. "You waited for me to destroy myself?" "No," I said coldly. "I gave you the rope. You tied the knot." Her voice cracked. "So what now? You just take it back?" "No, I never lost it." I stood, walked past her, left her in the doorway of a house she thought she'd stolen, with a boyfriend who no longer had a deed, with a future that no longer had walls. It's quiet now, too quiet maybe, but clean. I walk the halls and see everything she never saw: foundation, detail, design. She saw the mirrors. I remember the framing. She saw the marble. I remember the pouring. That's the difference. I built it. She played dress-up in it. They're gone now. She and her dollar boy, off to some rented condo with no furniture and too many throw pillows. Let her explain to him what went wrong. Let her live with the knowledge that she tried to take everything and ended up with nothing. Not even me.